Recording by Michael Broomhill. Wonderful Providence by Anonymous. The following singular account is related by Thuanus in his History of the Civil Wars of France. When the Catholics besieged Rouen in the year 1562, a period of time rendered remarkable on account of the civil wars which originated from religious disputes, Francis Saville, a gentleman of the Calvinist party, received a wound which made him fall senseless from the ramparts into the town. Some soldiers, who believed him dead, stripped and buried him with the negligence usual on such occasions. An affectionate servant, whom he had retained in his service, desirous of giving his master a more honorable burial, went with a design to find his remains. His search being fruitless among so many dead bodies, he covered them again with earth, but so that the hand of one of them remained uncovered. As he was retiring, he happened to look behind him, and perceived the hand, and fearing that object might incite the dogs to unearth the body to devour it, he returned in order to cover it, when the light of the moon, just emerging from a cloud, discovered to him a diamond ring on the finger, which he knew to be Saville's. Without delay he took up his master, who had just breath in him, and carried him to the hospital of the wounded. But the surgeons, being fatigued with labor, and considering him as on the point of death, took no trouble about his wounds. The servant found himself obliged to take him to his own house, where he laid for 4 days without any help. At the end of that time, 2 physicians visited him, and by their care and attention he was placed in a fair way of recovery. The town having been taken by assault, the conquerors had the barbarity to throw him out of the window. He fortunately fell on a heap of dung, where, abandoned by everyone, he lay 3 days in the most miserable condition. Du Croisset, his relation, had him carried off in the middle of the night and sent to a house in the country, where his wounds were dressed and he completely recovered. Saville lived 40 years after this event in perfect health. This particular providence, which had saved this man from so many perils, had also presided over his birth. His mother, dying with child in the absence of his father, had been buried without anyone thinking of extracting the infant by the cesarean operation. The day after she was interred, the husband arrived and learned with the greatest surprise and sorrow the death of his wife and the little attention that had been paid to the fruit of her womb. He had her immediately dug up, opened, and extracted Saville, still living. End of Wonderful Providence.